I'm white, but I'm not responsible for the decisions of white people in the past. However, if I ignore the systematic residual leftover oppression and I allow that to continue, now I am responsible. White people love saying, I didn't own a slave. Doesn't matter. What matters is the residual effects of slavery, Jim Crow laws, redlining, gentrification, war on drugs. The residual effects of that have been passed down generation to generation. And if you don't stop that ball from rolling, that's what you're responsible for. It's real fucking easy to say, I didn't do it. I tell my children this all the time. If one of my children pushed down his or her sibling, I will get them all in trouble. Because I'll say, you know what? You shouldn't have pushed her down. And you over here, you should have went and helped her up. Because I don't care if you didn't push her down, but you also didn't help her up. You're just as guilty as the one who pushed her down. Stop telling me what you didn't participate in and start telling me how you are participating and stopping the ball from rolling.
Do you know the fear of the white folks? Do you know the fear of the palm-colored people? Yes, I'm going to show you in this video because there's been a lot of reactions and it is from the white folks. They are saying that they are calling out themselves and they are saying that why is it that they are always aggressive when it comes to addressing some topics like white privilege, and so on and so forth. And they are saying that the time has come for it to be addressed. And when it's addressed, they should take it with good faith instead of being defensive, instead of being aggressive about it and trying to shy away. And of course, I have this beautiful handsome guy who was saying that they should always shun any trace or form of racism, of white privilege, any form of aggression against the minority in the society. Guys, let's go watch this video and we can come back for discussion because I would like to hear your view and your perception. I haven't watched the video. Credits belongs to the original creator of these videos. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. And thank you for watching and staying tuned. And of course, tune into my channel. And if today is your first time, do it to subscribe, like, and share because I want this information to go viral so that people can know the minds of the people, especially what the white folks are saying. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere.
It might be because I'm neurodivergent, but it takes a while for me to notice certain taboos. I recently, within the past couple weeks, found another taboo topic. Specifically, white people don't really like to talk about systemic racism or really anything to do with race, period. Because the past couple weeks, I had been listening to this video series on YouTube. It's called Crash Course Black American History. And I really like it. And I've been really into it the past couple weeks to the point where I'm like, have you listened to this? Well, you should listen to it. So I was at work and it was only other white people there. That was the thing. We were talking about things that we were listening to, and I told them what I was listening to. Crash Course Black American History. Everybody should listen to it. That's the gist of what I said. I just basically said that it was really educational, and people could learn a lot from it, and Americans should listen to it. Immediately, the room got really silent and tense, and I was like, oh, I guess this is a topic we don't talk about? I kind of wonder if it's like maybe white people kind of want to hide the truth or like not talk about it because it'll make them feel too guilty. But from my like neurodivergent perspective, I think that these emotions aren't necessarily a bad thing and they should come up when we learn about this stuff. And the whole point is to like educate ourselves and then process whatever emotions come up however they need to in our own little, bubble. And then when we're ready to, we all get back together, every single one of us, and we collaborate and we're like, hey, we never want that to happen again. So how do all of us, take steps forward together and create something better for all of us? I feel like that's kind of like a no-duh way of thinking. And so then I bring up, and I feel like I bring it up in a socially appropriate way where it's just like, yeah, I've been listening to this. But still, like every single time I bring the topic up around white people, they get uncomfortable. It almost like frustrates me because I'm like, why is this such a taboo topic? Because even when I bring up topics like feminism or disability rights or something along those lines, it's even a little bit more accepted. I'll still be able to have normal conversation, but the moment that I bring up systemic racism, issues that we have with race, or like the history of Black Americans, all of a sudden the room gets weirdly tense, and it's weird. I think we should start having uncomfortable conversations. This is important for like everybody. And I also understand in the example that I brought up, it was at work, but still, like, I've just noticed that as a pattern in general, like, anytime I bring it up, most white people get really uncomfortable. I just think we're ready to move past that, you know?
Hi, I'm Kylie, and white conservatives are terrified of POC outnumbering us. And I truly believe this is the motivation behind a lot of hateful policies in the US. If you haven't heard of the Great Replacement Theory, it is that over time, if enough Black and brown immigrants come to the US, as well as white people having children with POC, then over time, POC will outnumber white people. And the reason that this is so unsettling to a lot of white people, especially conservative white people, is that they are terrified that if POC become in power, then they will treat us like we've treated them in the past, which is obviously not great. It involves subjugation of people, enslavement, assault, violence of basically every kind. And I think that white people can feel the shift happening as they are becoming more and more outnumbered. And that is why they are clinging so tightly to power in Congress and with the president right now. And that's why it's so funny when white people deny that racism exists, because if they didn't think racism did exist, they wouldn't be scared of being outnumbered. But they understand the ways that we have treated people of color has been atrocious, and thus they are scared of the tables turning and of being in that position of subjugation.
But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing, that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of Black people.
You know, a white person said something to me the other day that shocked me. Not really, but it kind of did, coming from this individual, because they were actually being honest. Usually all they do is gaslight and bullshit, but they actually had a breakdown and had an honest moment. When we were talking about race in America, she said, I don't think Black people deserve equality and justice because they could never get enough. And I realized for the first time I've ever talked to this person about race, she was actually being brutally honest. And I also realized this is the psyche of white America. Not all, but for the majority. Most of white America have always been scared of Black and brown folks getting justice, getting equality, getting what's fair, because they want to hold and cling on to white supremacy so dearly, that system that protects their privilege, that dominant hierarchy position of whiteness. That being said, I'm going to say something, and I want you to let it set. I just want you to sit with it. Let it settle into your consciousness. Just let it set with you for a while before you get into your feelings, into your denial, into your ignorance, into your delusion racially. Just let it set and listen. Until we fix white supremacy, everything we do as a nation will fail. Why does America keep voting against its own self-interest? Why do we continue to do things that undermine our very well-being? White supremacy is the living, festering cancer, devouring our nation from the inside out. It's the toxic force behind every backward policy. The exact reason we're so stunned and shamefully far behind other developed nations. White supremacy, the very thing white America claims to despise, yet simultaneously denies, gaslights about, actively avoids, and utterly ignores, all while perpetrating racism. The reason this country keeps voting against its own damn self-interest, the reason we consistently shoot ourselves in the foot, is brutally simple. Pure terrified fear of a Black and brown nation. Fact. This isn't new. This isn't just about today. This is history's cruelest loop. We love white supremacy. We embrace slavery. We clung to Jim Crow. We have always chosen to poison our own wells rather than allow an ounce of equality. This obsession breeds internal hate, forces us into a blind, ignorant delusion. It has weaponized us against each other. White against white, race against race, culture against culture. This is the profound damage to your psyche, your society. We'd rather bleed our own nation dry, sacrifice our cities, our health, our economy, our global credibility, than loosen one pathetic finger from white privilege. You thought you could weaponize white supremacy to justify your own greed, to hoard power. All you've done is destroy yourselves and your own fucking nation. Imagine a nation so diseased by racism, so desperate to cling to its twisted sense of white superiority. It would rather self-destruct, rip apart its own democracy and watch its citizens suffer and die. That nation is America. Face the ugly fucking truth. Look at what we've done. Cutting Medicaid, slashing SNAP, sacrificing the vulnerable for billionaire tax breaks, abandoning humanitarian aid, annihilating our global standing, our very morality, actively suppressing votes, tearing down our democracy, building the world's largest prison system, shattering families, all because of the white man's greatest, most pathetic fear, that black and brown people might actually be treated fairly. Our air is poisoned, our infrastructure is collapsing, our schools are failing, all because we'd rather cling to archaic, racist structures that build a decent, functional society for ourselves. Understand this. We aren't just hurting black and brown communities. No. We are actively killing ourselves as a nation. Our racism has so corrupted us, we'd choose a pedophile felon to run the country simply because he was a racist strongman. We are willingly plunging into fascism, sacrificing our fundamental liberties and economic equality, all because we choose white supremacy over freedom. Every damn bit of it for the sake of the ignorant, hateful disease festering in our hearts. So white America, hear this. Stop being cowards. Look into the fucking mirror. This cancer of white supremacy is consuming us. If you don't tear it down, if you don't confront this fear, you will watch this nation die. Your nation, our nation. The time for denial is over. The time to choose is now. I'll say it again. Until we fix white supremacy, everything we do as a nation will fail. Fact.
Wow, this is so revealing, and it goes to show the mindset of the palm-colored people. You can see in that interview, the woman said, we are seeing fear. We are seeing a kind of a raging behavior and character from you guys, a palm-colored person telling the black person that we are afraid that if you guys have the upper hand, if things go your way, you guys may attack us, you guys may come against us. And it's so shocking that this has actually been the mindset of the palm-colored people. This has always been the reason why you see that the law is never favoring the minority, especially the black folks. The laws are always against them so that they wouldn't have an upper hand, and they are always thinking that the black folks are going to come against them. They're going to rise up against them. But the man said, Louis Farrakhan, he said, that is your mindset because of what you guys did. And you thought we are going to do exactly what you did to us. But that is not the mindset of the totality of the black community. And it is wrong of you to assume and judge us based on what your thinking is. I mean, that's so profound, because I believe strongly that has been the fear of the palm-colored people. They are afraid that if these guys get into power, they're going to treat us badly. But the question is, hasn't a black person been in power before now? Obama was in power. Was the law twisted against the black folks? So that goes to show that that's a lie. It's just the state of the palm colors people's art, and they behave from the art. You know why? Because over the years, when they are growing up, their forefathers, their father has been brainwashing them. They've been telling them stuffs about the black folks that are not true. And that is why you see a lot of them till today, they exhibit that character from the inside of them. The younger generations are the ones that are turning new leaf, and I can stand and speak for the new generation, especially the Gen Zs. They have a different mindset. They are always speaking and saying, "Why are you?" I mean, from this video we've just watched, look at the people that are speaking the truth about them. You have more percentage of the Gen Zs, of the younger generations, who have found out the truth, and they are always speaking truth to the powers. They are always saying that this can be judged. Let that be a level playing ground. Let everybody display or exhibit what they've got based on the fact that they have a level playing ground, and let's see everybody thrive. But this is what the palm color people don't want. They don't want any other person to thrive above or against them, because they are afraid that they might become the minority. But hey, we were always in the continents of the world. We were always the dominant people all over the continent, if you know history. And the question you should ask is that when we were the major class of people in countries and nations of the earth, did we at any point in time treat other minority as inferior, as irrelevant? That's the question you should ask yourself, because the black folks are not like that. We are used to living with other folks, other people, openly, plainly, accepting, accommodating other people. It is never in the nature of the black man to suppress the other. You know what? Because our heart is pure and we reflect God, we reflect love, we reflect unity. That is how we are created. And this is one thing those palm-colored people should know. Well, this video has exposed the state of the art, what they are thinking, and it shows the blackness of the heart. That's what I would say. The art is black. You might be white in complexion, but your art is really, really black. And it needs to be fixed, because the black communities are not after you. You are not our problem. We are just asking for good ground, good laws, benefits that applies to everybody, that we can assess without prejudice, without biasness, without anything that is against us. We just want a level playing field. That's what the black community wants. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your views and your perception at the comment section, because the conversation is about to get very interesting. It's about to get very, very interesting. So let me know what your views are. Thank you for watching. And of course, I appreciate you guys every day, every now and then. Don't forget, stay in peace, stay in love, avoid trouble. Bye for now.